to the rise of the villains.
Your heroes have let you down.
Behold a city riddled with fear.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, Gotham Season 2, Episode 1. Damned if you do. Bibbs and Alonso. Francis will be joining us next week, we promise. Wow, what did we learn?
We learned that Gotham is a dick about season finale cliffhangers. Because the end of this season was, oh man, they found the door to Bruce's dad's secret lair. And then the new episode begins with, there's another door.
Beep, beep, beep.
Fuck off. And then the entire episode is Bruce trying to figure out the code, which he has no plan for. He's not even doing it systemically, like 11111, 11112. He doesn't even do that. And then when he finally blows it up, there's a note saying, and it was your name. And he's like, no! He is Batman. I know he's not Batman yet, but he couldn't figure out the most obvious code ever.
Yeah.
And
you try your birth date, you sort of run through, Yeah.
And as a billionaire, you can afford real explosives. You could get a guy. Like, I don't understand, why you had to make it yourself like an idiot.
And I think there's probably the secret billionaire locksmith whose specialty is,
Sure.
hidden rooms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people have been giving this episode crap because Alfred high-fived Bruce. I'm like, that's the thing? That's the thing on Gotham.
Well,
and I like this episode of Gotham, but it's very silly sometimes, and this is one of the key moments.
This is one of those television moments that binge watchers will certainly find amusing, which is if you were to watch the season finale and this episode back to back, it's like, wow, Bruce had a growth spurt, didn't he?
Sprouted. It would, seriously, he could just... I think it's one of the reasons why they cut a month. There's a month later, and it should just have Bruce with a little mustache, like three hairs.
Wispy
right
little,
yeah. Yeah, it would have been, because he sprouted like a motherfucker. Actually, that's weird. Also within a month, the Penguin went dramatically more bald.
Oh yeah.
It's not he's not bald yet, but he lost a lot of hair.
It's the stress of the job.
It is the stress of the job. It's a stressful gig doing the things.
Yes.
That he do.
I will say what I'm kind of digging about this show, and it's been an ongoing concern, but they're really ratcheting it up now, is the idea of, yes, Jim Gordon, noble cop who eventually will become commissioner, but not before getting his hands super dirty first.
Well, it was interesting. The series began with an episode not unlike this, where a criminal says, if you want to do what you got to do, you got to play ball, and you have to sell your soul. Yeah. And he was like, no. I'm not going to do that. And as a result, the Penguin is still alive.
Right.
In this episode, he was like, yeah, whatevs. I'm good. Yeah, no, I had to think about it for a minute, but yeah, no, it's fine. And then there's a moment where he goes to his girlfriend and it's like, I did a bad thing. And there's just this sense of, is it spanking time? Is this a thing? I morally compromised myself. Well, bend the hell over. It's great. This is what we're here for.
And on this show, it's like, well, what level are we talking? Like, you burn down a house full of orphans, or you just put a meter broken sign on the parking thing downstairs?
It's he kills a guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is and it's not even sure, the guy was trying to kill him, but only after Gordon stole his money, and he stole a random amount of money. He doesn't ask the Penguin, how much does he owe you? He doesn't ask the guy, how much do you owe the Penguin? He was like, that seems like a large pile of money. I'll take that money. That could be twice as much as the guy owes him. No wonder he's pissed. We don't know. There's not a lot of follow through.
Well, mob accounting always tricky under the best circumstances, frankly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Arkham's shockingly lax fraternizing policy, by which their one female prisoner gets to just hang out in the common area with all the creepy dudes.
She gets the fabulous Tim Burton dress, though.
The dress is great.
That is great. That's going to be a really good costume.
Yes.
Anyone who can whip that together by Halloween.
As long as if the horizontal stripes work for you.
Horizontal/vertical, because it goes vertical.
You're right.
For the dress. But so that was, I was wondering about that because, we're fine with this?
Yeah, we're going to throw in a cage.
I know it's Arkham, but is there some semblance of propriety?
Yeah.
I don't really. And I love how she gets the phone by doing something. We're just going to let that go.
No.
We're creepy enough to allow that she probably sold her body, but we're not going to do anything.
No.
Thanks, Gotham. But then she gets the phone and she was just like, she calls up Jim Gordon to put doubt in his mind. You know, like, no, I didn't attack her. She attacked me. I'm innocent. Ring, ring. You're going to die, bitch. Like, what was the point of the first call if you're going to leave a message? It's one thing if you didn't leave a message, and like, but you left a message that she could just play for Jim.
And remember, this is the woman that Jim is going to name his daughter after.
Right? I was watching this with my girlfriend, and like my girlfriend had like missed like a lot of the second season, and she was like, "Wait a minute, is that Barbara? Is that going to be Batgirl?" And I'm like, "No, that. Oh yeah, what the hell? Why would you? Is she going to have like? Is she going to like sort of relapse into sanity and sleep with Jim Gordon and have his love baby, and so he feels obligated to name it Barbara, or maybe Barbara's going to die saving his life?" Or something. Like, there's got to be some reason, right? This is weird.
Don't know. We'll see.
This is weird.
Okay, the James Frain character, should I know who that is?
Theo Gallivan?
Yes. Is this going to be like a player to be named later?
They're playing coy with that, and everyone's asking, is he Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, depending on whether or not you're actually a member of the League of Shadows. Arrow, you made that way too complicated.
So the other one would be Talia?
Talia, theoretically, but he said it's his sister, and I don't think Raz has a sister. No. Although when a problem comes along, she must whip it. No, so there's the question is because he's kind of putting together his own Suicide Squad or possibly Legion of Doom. He's whatever. He's got a bunch of villains. Only 2 of them are villains of note. There's Barbara Keane, who doesn't have even like a cool villain name, and then there's the Joker. They're not allowed to call the Joker, I think.
Do they not get to, or do they just not want to?
I think it's just they don't want to confuse the Jokers. I think it's because he's one of the characters they have big plans for in the movies.
Well, sure.
Whereas we may or may not, we don't really need the Penguin, but the Joker is going to be in Suicide Squad.
Right.
So I don't know if they're playing it so that maybe this guy isn't the Joker, but come the hell on.
Yeah.
You're playing it. You're letting it happen.
He's a leering ginger. We get it.
Yeah. I don't know I think he's the Joker. Anyway, he's Captain Clown. Captain Clown. So they got Captain Clown.
The Harley Quinn. Yeah, right.
Well, they have Harley Quinn.
Oh,
So they
that's
have
right.
Captain
Damn it.
Clown, and they have Barbara Keane and some other guys.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, like you'd think one of them would be a ventriloquist at least. Like, give me some Arkham, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys here. Like, there's so many minor characters. Like, I saw the millionaire guy. I was like, ooh, is that the Great White Shark? You know the Great White Shark?
Ish.
The Great White Shark is great. If you read Dan Slott's Arkham Asylum comic book, or I think it was Arkham Asylum, it's a great book about a guy who decides to plead insanity. He's a white-collar millionaire criminal. He decides to plead insanity to get out of jail. But he does it in Gotham. So he goes to Arkham, and he gets slowly turned into a supervillain because people drive him mad. And he ends up becoming this villain, the Great White Shark. And he's like one of the great underused Batman villains. And I guess not.
Well, they're not using him here.
What a waste, because that would have been cool. You could have totally made that work. I don't know. So I don't know exactly where we're going with it. Could be Ra's al Ghul. I thought maybe it could have been Hugo Strange, but didn't we do Hugo Strange?
I forget.
I don't even know.
It was a whole season ago. So Harvey is also going back on the force, we are led to believe, I guess? Yes.
They did not specify. They did not specify that Harvey's going back on the force. I don't think Harvey wants back on the force. I don't think he should be back on the force. I think he should go back on the force when push comes to shove. I think he had interesting potential with Harvey to have like this sort of middleman character.
Sure.
Like this guy who can be go-between, whatever. Yeah. I think it's kind of nice to put him in there. And it's almost nice to just see him not be miserable and corrupt and terrible,
And assuming that Fish Mooney is history, if
Yes.
now Cobblepot is the dude, Gordon doesn't need Bullock as an intermediary, but to the underworld, he has direct access to Cobblepot.
That's true. How do you feel about Selina working with the Penguin?
Selina, I've yet to find particularly interesting in this particular iteration. So if they find something for her to do that isn't just like, Lady Artful Dodger, I'm fine with that.
I was fine with it until he said it's kind of like having a cat around. Yes, Gotham. Yes, she's kind of like a cat.
Yes.
Yes, Gotham.
Bowl of milk in the first episode. We remember.
We got it. Thank you. Here's we get into, going back to Bruce, we get into Dad's secret lair, which There was a moment where my girlfriend and I were just like, we were like, is that his like gonna be? We're just gonna find like his porn stash, and then they get in there and this like weird creepy dungeon thing. Like, oh, this is not the good porn stash. You do not want to be in here. And that's all it is a computer. He's gonna get on there. It's like, oh god, we have to delete this whole history. Oh, it's so disgusting. But like, what's in there? Just a computer?
It's an old computer, so it's got Zork on it or something.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
because like I was like, he didn't die that long ago in the history of the show, and there are cobwebs everywhere. What?
Well, you know, the help hasn't been back there. Things pile up. I don't know. And it's not like it was immaculate the day he died. You know, we don't know how long.
But like, there was this thing where it's like, you know, Alfred was just like, he clearly knew. Like, yeah, you don't want to know what your father was doing there. Like, all of a sudden he becomes a shitty liar. Like, I don't, like, for no reason, just because Bruce needs that. I don't know. So he knows something. I don't know. Gotham!
Rise of the Villains, according to the marketing department. So we'll see how that plays out.
You know what? It's fun. I enjoy it. It's silly. It's fun. I like poking holes in it because it's imperfect. But
sure, no, it is an engaging hour of television.
Let's
we will keep up with it.
We'll be back.
Totally.